day 1 of the experiment, and it's all rather exciting. Today we welcome our 5 willing participants, and we begin. The plan is to welcome them and to do some baseline tests. Check things like eye reaction, heart rate, all those kinds of things. When they're ready and feeling nice and relaxed, we will introduce them to what will be their home for the next 15 days. Although we're going to tell them that it's 30, so they're ready for that sort of endurance. In the room will be a microphone, a camera, some basics for beds, things like that, but they shouldn't really need them. After all, they're not going to be asleep for any of this. We have produced this gas to make sure sleep is a thing of the past. And then the applications will be incredible. However, rather than getting ahead of myself, I'm going to prepare and I'm going to go and meet our new clinical subjects, participants. Let's go and meet them. Hi there. Welcome. Come on in. Please don't be worried. Get yourself nice and comfortable and relaxed. Just confirm your name and date of birth for me, please. Okay. I'm going to explain to you a little about what is going to happen now. For the next 30 days, you will not be permitted to sleep. However, it won't be as difficult as it sounds. You'll be placed in a room with 4 other participants for this study, where you'll find some basics, as well as a camera and a microphone through which you can communicate with myself and the team of researchers. Once the room is sealed, we will be introducing a gas. Don't worry, you can't see it, you can't smell it, but it will be there. And that gas will help you to stay awake. Sounds great, right? So for the next 30 days, we'll be popping in from time to time, taking a look, making sure everything is okay. And if you do exactly as we say, then everything will be fine. Do you understand? Good. I'm going to begin by taking a few baseline readings. I'm just going to look at your eyes. Just going to have a little listen to your chest. Just going to check you know where you are, what's going on, things like that. And then we'll take you to your home for the next 30 days. Is that okay? Fantastic. So to begin with, I'm going to hold up my pen. I'd just like you to follow it with your eyes. Keep your head nice and still for me. I'd like you to follow the pen. Ready? Superb. Little blink. Next, I'd like to have a little listen to your chest, if I may. just going to be listening to your heartbeat, just to see what sort of a speed it's going at, listening to what is regular for you. You will be hooked up to a heart monitor before you enter the room, just so that we can be checking your vital signs throughout this whole process to make sure you're okay. Let's say that. Ready? Okay. So, breathe normally for me to begin with. Ready? Here we go. Breathing normally. Now, take a deep breath and hold it for me, please. And release. Deep breath in again for me, please. And release. One more time. Deep breath in for me and hold it. And release. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Breathe normally again. Next, I could just hold your hands up for me and hold them steady. Just looking for any tremors, anything like that. Looking at the movement. Yep, just like that. Well done. Good at following instructions, I see. That's exactly what we're after in this clinical trial. Superb. Next, I'd like you to start counting backwards from 100 for me, and as we go, I'll make it a little more complex. So, for example, I might say count back in 2s or 5s or something like that. So to begin with, in single units, please. 100, 99, 98. Off you go. And backwards in 2s, please. And then in 5s. Now in 7s. That's wonderful, thank you. Next, what day of the week is it? And finally, what time is it? Fantastic. Well, that's all I need for now. So if you'd like to come with me, what we'll do is we will hook you up to these monitors so we can be checking your vital signs. Your health is of the utmost importance to us. And then when you're ready, I'll introduce you to the other participants in this clinical trial and you can get comfortable in your room. Ready? Come with me. Day 2 of the experiment. The stimulant gas was introduced successfully, which is great news, and all of the participants are responding very well. We've observed no side effects as of yet, and we're not expecting any either. We've taken great care to produce a superior form of stimulant gas. What we'll do now is continue to monitor the participants and, most importantly, check for any signs of fatigue, tiredness, sleep, anything like that. Although, as I say, it's not something we're expecting. They haven't shown any sign of sleeping. As it stands, they're busy getting to know each other, doing all that boring chit-chat, all of those things. We continue to monitor vital signs. Nothing more to report. Fantastic start to this experiment. Hello? Hello? Ah, hi there. How are you feeling? Fantastic. I'd like to have a little chat with you one by one, if that's okay, just to make sure that you're okay, because that's our priority. I've got a few tests I'd like to run because at this point you haven't slept for 3 days. We're so proud of you. But I need to look for signs of fatigue. Any signs that you might be starting to feel a little bit tired. Any signs that you might drop off to sleep. Is that okay? Wonderful. So, the first thing I'm going to do is shine a light through the glass. I'd just like you to follow it with your eyes. Is that okay? Great. So, looking straight at me to begin with. Here's the light. It might be quite bright. If you need to blink, that's fine. Okay, here we go. So, follow this light for me, please. Okay. Is that okay? Give it some good blinks for me. Okay. Next, I'd like you to touch the glass with your finger, then touch your nose. Back to the glass, back to your nose. Just like so. I'm testing coordination here. You would think after 3 days it wouldn't be quite as good as when you first walked in here. However, I think it's going to be just as it was. So you ready? So, touch that nose, touch the glass. Back to your nose, back to the glass, and continue. Wonderful. Okay, thank you. Next, what day is it? Time might feel like it's passing more quickly or more slowly in there. It might be a side effect of the gas we haven't thought of, but you told me the correct day when you arrived, and then I told you how long you'd been in there. Well done. Finally, a little mental acuity. Spell the word awake backwards for me. Thank you. And the word stay backwards for me. Well, that is fantastic. Feeling okay otherwise? Good. Well, in that case, I'll leave you and your comrades to it. See you soon. Fantastic news. I have just got back from interviewing all 5 of our participants, one by one, while still inside their room. All of them remain conscious, alert, awake. There are no signs of distress. These results are extremely promising. They are also still being particularly compliant with my requests, which makes this process much, much easier. They all performed very well on their assessments. No sign of any mental lag or anything like that. They are performing as well as they did before their arrival. It does make me excited about the end of the 15 days. And I know I told them 30, but it's 15 that we're looking for. Presenting this report, the potential applications for this gas, for us, as a country, as a nation, it's going to be amazing. At this point, I can't see what's going to go wrong. I suppose the only thing I would note is that they are talking to each other a little less. Still happy to talk to me when I arrive, but it's a lot quieter. We're not picking up quite so much on the microphone, but I guess they've just run out of things to say. But for now, off to write up my report. Bright days ahead. Hello? Hello? Could someone come and talk to me, please? It's getting a little quiet in there. We're a bit worried about you, to be honest. Not picking up huge amounts on the microphone. We're worried about you. Your health is of the utmost importance to us. That's why we're looking at it all the time. Hello. Thank you for coming to the window. Are you okay? Okay. I'd like to do a few tests just to make sure everything is okay. Do you remember when you first got here? You followed my pen. Not interested in that, no. Okay. How about a few phrases to test that memory, to check you're not getting tired or sleepy? Though I can't say you look it right now. Repeat back to me what I say, okay? No one is watching me. I am safe. I am happy. I am well cared for. I do not need to sleep. Ground yourself in your surroundings. Point to the camera. Point to the microphone. Point to the door. Okay. Name 5 animals for me. Sorry, let's try that again. Perhaps I wasn't clear enough. I'd like you to name 5 animals for me. One more time. Before you came to this clinical trial, what was the last thing you did before you entered the building? What did I ask you to do at the start of this little session between us? I can hear them whispering behind you. The microphones will pick everything up. Tell me, what are they saying? Well, you know what? You're 5 days in. Just 25 to go. Think carefully about your cooperation going forwards. Enjoy the next day or so. There has been no verbal output from the room for 12 hours now, and no motion detected either. But it's odd because their vital signs all remain the same. They're alive, but not moving, not speaking, nothing. We're picking up nothing, and our equipment is working absolutely fine. I've been there myself, tapped on the glass, shouted for them to answer me. And until very recently, they were quite compliant, so I see no reason for them to not respond now. We have our theories as to what might have happened. It might be that there has been an unexpected side effect of the gas. But that makes no sense. They were getting quieter, but there were no signs of sleepiness, no signs of fatigue. to have gone from wide awake to nothing at all. And that's our other theory, that it may just be that they've gone to sleep and our experiment has failed. And if so, we regroup and we test the gas more and we come back stronger than ever. This failure will only be temporary. But it makes no sense. I'm going to head back to the room now, see if I can see in a little better. Try and get at least one of the subjects to respond to me and explain what on earth they're all doing. But if not, we're going to have to go in. Oh, I don't want to have to start again. Wish me luck. Hello. I know you're in there. I know you're alive. We're still monitoring your vital signs. But what I don't want is I don't want to have to come in there. I don't want you to mess up my experiment. A sound is all I require, a noise, a word from any of you. Why the silence? Why the lack of movement? Is it that you can't move? Because I feel like it's that you won't move. There's nothing in our readouts to suggest anything other than you have chosen to be this way. Last chance. If I have to open that door and come in there, you will go straight back to where you came from. And there'll be no freedom for any of you. Okay. Then I will see you again very soon. You've made this choice. Remember that. Okay. We are opening the chamber to test the microphone. Step away from the door and lie flat on the floor, or you will be shot. Compliance will earn one of you your freedom. Unlock the door. They weren't dead and they weren't asleep. They were somewhere in between. One of them had written my name inside their skin. This can't be the gas. They need help. We need help. I'm requesting military assistance. They said they don't want to be freed, but they need help. I'm not going back there. We need military, we need surgeons, we need... I don't know what we need. Well, I do know what we need. We need soldiers in that room right now. The experiment's over.